What's up, everybody? It is a Thursday edition of the YSN Power Hour. DJ Oakley with you, Matt Seidel. We got EB down the bottom left and Paulie holding down the bottom right corner. Gentlemen, before we get to the national day that is, some breaking news out of the National Football League. I don't know if you all saw it. Paul, what's the line? Everybody's got the ESPN app.
That's right.
Mitchell Trubisky is a Buffalo Bill.
Wow.
Backup quarterback.
And there's no greater glory than Ron Podesta, Uber #1 super fan for the Bills, walking out, and I get to break that beautiful news to him that just in case your franchise quarterback goes down, you get Mitch Trubisky.
Mitch Trubisky.
And he says, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. You can hear him in the background. So there it is. Ron is leaving on full accord of he might not make it back home to his Columbiana residence. He might drive off a bridge somewhere. So, also, another Ron Podesta quip here. He has vowed that he is not going to eat during our entire stream tomorrow. No food, no food, and no liquid coming from us. So,
what's the opening line on this? How many hours do we go, or are we going to go minutes?
I think minutes.
Yeah, I mean, we're bringing in some food tomorrow, boys. We're having some
15
food.
minutes over under. Just
like there's gonna be like homemade food, pizza. I mean, we got about 70,000. I don't know if you can see all those body armors that just rolled in for our vending machine, but we got some good stuff. And Ron slapped it on the table and says, "You know what? I'm not gonna eat anything or drink anything here at HQ because you guys make fun of me."
What caused them to say that?
Because we make fun of him, and we told him he is the single-handed reason we have that note on the refrigerator. And we kind of told him about it. We said, "Listen, man." He's like, "Yep, I don't replace it. I don't do it. I just go in and take it. If you say something, meh."
he's what was the slime dude off the Ghostbusters?
Slimer.
That's he's dry. Just
how about Paige? What? I don't think Trubisky is that bad. That's like the conversation we had on our text message about one particular quarterback that's running into some trouble.
Yeah, who cares about Mitch Trubisky? I still think there's no way that he goes 15. I mean, I like EB's 15 minutes, but I'll give him 30 because he'll try to resist and try. And then about that time, somebody will say, "Ron, just have a slice of pizza. It's okay." And then that's it. The trigger is gone, and he's elbows deep in whatever food he can shove in his face.
Well, Ant's going to have to help me out because I have two bets that I placed just completely blindly. And one against Ant. Ant, what's ours? Ohio beating Virginia. That's Anthony is picking $20 for Ohio to beat Virginia. And
some people are liking that because Virginia's got COVID issues.
What's the other one? Winthrop over Villanova.
Actually,
Ron took Winthrop. So, listen, I feel good with the higher seed at this point. It's worth $20. But, Paul, I'm in agreement with you. I don't necessarily feel good about the one with Anthony.
The Virginia one, yeah, because I mean,
I think they're getting their guys back, are they not?
I don't know if they're getting them all back.
I think
they're.
so who was it? Winthrop versus Villanova.
Yeah.
That one I actually I like Winthrop, and even though I didn't pick him because Villanova lost their best player for the year. He's done with the D injury, and he was like the glue that really made them go. I mean, they still have 3 or 4 other guys who average double figures, but he was like the go-to. Dude, Ohio's one of those teams. If you guys remember a couple years ago, I think they knocked off like Georgetown and went to the Sweet 16 or something like that, or whatever. They made a little run. MAC schools are scary because you get a lot of teams who've been together for 3 or 4 years. They're very junior and senior laden, and it just comes down to matchups. Everyone gets so caught up in the big name. This is Virginia, ACC. They play tough competition, but dude, if you're shooting the ball well, it's a good matchup. It really doesn't matter. You only got to be good for one game.
And OU's got a big guy. They got a big guy who plays down low that, I mean, Virginia's going to have to worry about.
Yeah, Virginia just slows down the game a lot. I mean, offensively and defensively. Like, they value every single possession, and they'll work it down into the shot clock into like 2 or 3 seconds. So they just sit there and they run that blocker mover, and you're going to see a bunch of flare screens and down screens, and they're going to see, and this is getting like super technical, but I'm also a basketball nerd, so just let me go. Like they're just going to methodically pick you apart.
And this is the weird part of it. But at some point, like, we have to look at this, and I know the rebuttal is going to be that Virginia is the team that lost as to a 16 seed 3 years ago, but 2 years ago they won a natty. I can't see them coming back and losing in the opening round to Ohio, because then that natty is a little bit tarnished. I would say. I know that it's a different team, but then the program's tarnished. Correct? Incorrect? Am I crazy here?
Nah, I wouldn't say it's tarnished. I mean, I think you get more shit losing as a 1 seed to a 16 than if you're a 4 against a 13. I mean, like especially people understand too, because when like you see you get the 5-12s, you're evenly matched. 4 13s or 3 11s. Is it shocking? Yes, but are people like, is a shock factor like mind-blowing? I think like people try to figure out the rest of the tournament how UMBC beat Virginia that year, and UMBC just like went on this little tear, man. It was bound to happen eventually. It's just odds tell you it's not going to happen more than once every 132 years or whatever it was.
We got some breaking news here. Billy McCartney saying, I am also the favorite to win the YSN bracket, FYI. So
Sure he is.
The bad guy's back, I think.
Maybe in his own mind.
I mean, he should be out doing interviews right now. I don't know how he's doing this. A little double duty for the Big Mac. But also, he's not the favorite to win it. There is no favorite to win it other than, I mean, I don't even know that Potesta's put a poll in the bracket yet, which would disappoint me so much. So much. Where do we sign up for the Pizza Madness? Funny you say that, Mother, because we are going to talk about the Pizza Madness here today. Yeah, I'm traveling, he says. Okay. Keep on doing the good thing, man. You're doing big things with Head at Home. You and Quinn both, and Ty's in now on it too. So, and Coach, are you in on that too? Are you part of the Head at Home clan?
I just helped out a little bit. I don't think I'm part of the official clan yet.
You're in.
I popped a couple interviews yesterday.
There it is. You're in. Officially in. What the heck is this? Ron doesn't have a computer or a smartphone. Yes, he does. He has a smartphone. We've established this. That's all he has. And I think he's got an iPad too.
It's the other end of the phone that we're questioning, right?
Yes. We are going to do our National Day, which is a little bit, well, I guess you could say it's a little bit awkward. It is National Awkward Moment Day. So, guys, the question to you is, what is, and it's probably going to be awkward to talk about, but what is your biggest awkward moment that you've had maybe in sports that you maybe people may or may not know about? Coach, you're laughing. Let's go to you first.
Yeah, so, coming up as a young kid receiving, I got an opportunity to umpire baseball. I know a lot of kids that umpired baseball summers growing up. And I was a 16-year-old high school kid behind the plate for one of my first games. And, at 16 years old, you think you know everything. And the manager of one of the teams happened to be a former Major League Baseball player. And I made a call, and I'm not even going to tell you what the call is because you'll never hear the end of it, that was incorrect according to the ruling. And I stood by my gun and claimed that I was right, and ended up throwing out the entire coaching staff of this team that had a manager that was a former Major League Baseball player. And it was pretty awkward after the game when he walked over and put his arm around me because he knew me my entire life and showed me in the rule book how wrong I was.
At that point, what do you do?
Yeah.
My bad. You start back. Go on the backstroke.
Yeah. No, that was not ball 4.
It was a foul ball.
That's one of the, hey, I see my buddy over there. You run away.
Yeah. Get on the bike and pedal fast.
Paul, I'm almost afraid to ask you what the awkward moment in sports is for you.
I mean, there's probably way too many to even remember. But the biggest one I remember, I don't know if it was either you can classify it as an awkward moment or as an embarrassing moment. It was my senior year. We were playing down at Scene on Scene 1, and we were playing against, I want to say we were playing against Lowville. And I was up to the bat, and I just monstered one to center field, beat the center fielder, hit first, and I, for some reason, that day decided to round the bases like a rainbow. I was like halfway into the grass, rounding to go to second base. I hit second base, and I just started to lean forward and got in between second and third base, fell flat on my face, turned around and army crawled back to second base and dove on the bag, and the ball had just got into the infield. So it was easily a stand-up triple. And all I remember doing was looking over at my head coach at third base, and he had his hands on his knees, and he was like, and the bad thing was I was leadoff batter that inning, and I got stuck on second. Next couple guys struck out, popped up, grounded out, and that was it. So, yeah. Leadoff double, could have been a triple, fell on my face. And the bad thing was I heard somebody in the stands like, "Sniper!" And I was like, just sat there and just was like, "This, I'm never living this down. This sucks." So,
What about you, E?
It actually has nothing to do with me. Quinn was actually a part of this too.
Here we go.
And I will not use any names, but we were at a basketball practice. And
oh no, I know this story.
They're going up and down. They're playing, and all of a sudden, someone stops, and people just scatter like the plague, like it was like Moses parting of the Red Sea, I guess, if you want to say pun intended. Somehow, don't ask me how, but a female feminine product was laying on the floor, and no one knew where or how or what happened, and it turned into all the eyes looking at us. What are you guys going to do? And I just kind of sat.
Honest question: was it Quinn's?
I am not going to speak or deny or anything of that matter. But they were like, "You guys need to take care of this. What do we need to do?" And I was just like, I don't know, because I didn't know this was humanly possible, nor have I ever come across this situation.
It had to be a joke. It had to be a joke. Had to be.
It's a pretty real joke.
Get out the rubber gloves.
Look. All I did is I went to the people who were in the facility. I was like, "Hey, look, we have something that needs cleaned up on the floor. I don't know what to do." And
that guy's probably like, "What?
He's
did what now?"
Vomit,
so you have like a 17-year-old kid, and like he's like, "Oh, come on, man!" And just
yeah. He probably had no problem with puke, or if somebody got punched or broke a nose, blood. No, you got to go pick up. Like, you're like, really, like really.
So you had a bad day.
Had a bad day.
I don't know who had the worst day. I mean, if in that situation, that's a rough day all the way around. Mine isn't anywhere close to that. I wish you were I know you were bringing that up because I would have let you go last. Mine was from an announcer standpoint, from a PA announcer. So Paul, you'll appreciate this. Every year, you announce the homecoming court and things like that as the announcer. So I'm reading verbatim what's going on. I believe it was either my junior or senior year, and we're going through it. The script is so long because whoever was on the homecoming court, they had so many things, and so I'm reading, and I'm this person did this and not this and 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 this. And congratulations and to this year's homecoming queen. And I looked up, and nobody is moving because everybody was already at the other end of the gym, done, finished, like didn't stop in the center like they're supposed to. They just kept on walking. So everybody was looking at me laughing because I'm just reading to nobody. Everybody's on the baseline. So I just that feeling when you're embarrassed, your blood rushes to your face and you turn red. I was done. I didn't know what to say. So I just said, and there they go. And everybody just scattered like on the floor. I was like, and there they go. So that was I don't know why I said that. I don't know what prompted me to say it. I needed to say something, and that's the words that came out of my mouth. So it was probably one of the more awkward moments for me because my buddies razzed me. Yes, razzed Anthony. It is a term for joking.
Yeah.
I don't know either.
When he sent that the other day, I was like, have you never heard that term before? I mean,
yeah,
whatever.
I don't know. It was I got razzed for the rest of my days as an announcer, and that was how it went. So happy National Awkward Moments Day. If there was a gold medal, EB would certainly win today's gold medal.
Yeah.
So
how did they know who won King or Queen?
I announced it all, but you know how like the freshman homecoming person would stop.
Yeah,
it's determined ahead of time. Like there's no like.
No surprise.
Yeah, we do like I don't know if they do it anymore. It was a pep rally, and at the end of the day on that Friday or whatever it was, and they announced it there instead of at night, which I don't know why. It was weird, but we had some weird setups back in EP in the day. Like
the parents would want to see that and be surprised.
I think the parents were invited. Like if you were on the court, your parents were invited, but I didn't ever have to worry about that.
Yeah.
It's always nice to invite parents to something that happens right in the middle of the day.
Yeah, I was going to say, that'd have been, hey, piss on your work. Come see my kid in homecoming thing,
And you would be super surprised how many parents showed up for that. I mean, yeah, it was like everybody came out, and I never understood it. I remember looking at my friend and saying, don't these people work? And they did. I just don't know. Like, hey, I got to take a halfie because my daughter's up for homecoming queen.
Hey, I got to take a halfie because his daughter's up for homecoming queen.
Yeah.
So happy National Awkward Moments Day. That would be pretty awkward too if you're taking a halfie for somebody else's kid.
Yeah.
So
I got to go there and take pictures for him.
What's Ned doing here, honey? Oh,
Yeah.
he took a halfie.
Yeah. He wants to hang out with us.
All right. So we put it in the group chat the other day. Does anybody know anybody named Ned?
Yeah.
Like not a character. You know somebody named Ned?
Yeah, he went to school. Ned, what is it? Rudolph or Randolph or something like that. We had a Ned at Columbiana.
You win.
Wow.
You win.
2 gold medals.
Neds.
Let's go.
2 goldies.
Yeah.
I know Ned too.
You know a Ned?
I do.
That doesn't surprise me in Sebring. Like, it surprises me a little bit in Columbiana. Sebring, not so much.
He's not from Sebring. He's a plumber in Benner that I used to call on. He was a customer.
Is his name, like, is there a longer term for Ned? Like, is there a proper name?
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, because like a Ted is actually like,
Theodore.
Yeah, but like a Ned.
Nedward.
Neodor.
Nedward. Nedward.
Neodor. All right, let's get to the crux of today's show. My mom, she wants to sign up. There's no sign up for the 2021 YSN Pizza Madness voting. However, gentlemen, there's no way it's short for Edward.
You know what? Actually, it says Ned is an English given name for a variant of Ed, sometimes short for Benedict, Edward, Edmund, Edgar, Edwin, Needham, and Needon.
There's some Needham that's really pissed we just laughed at his name. But Benedict, I can get, like, I would Edward for what? There's no N.
If it's Edward, your name's Ed.
Yeah, your name's Ed, not Ned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like Ed O'Neill is not Ned O'Neill.
Yeah.
That would be a good name though.
Yeah, I mean Benedict. At least it's in the middle of the name. You know.
Benedict. I can, and like if your parents name you Benedict, you got bigger problems.
Yeah.
Like, isn't that Benedict Arnold?
Like Benedict Cumberbatch. I think he's an actor.
Yes, Coach. I said the crust of today's show. Do you like that?
I thought so.
I tried to tie that in a little bit. The crux of today's show is going to be talking about the 2021 YSN March Pizza. We got to come up with a better name than this. It's just too long. March Pizza Madness poll. So what we are doing is essentially we are taking 34 in total of the what we think or what was suggested to us to be the better pizza places in this area, and we are going to put them up to a vote. Paul found something really funny.
So if you go back, it says the popularity in the United States of this name. It peaked in 1890 at 0.4%. The last time it was even on the radar was 1976, and it was at 0.005% of a name to name your kid Ned.
Ty chiming in saying, "How is Dick short for Richard?"
And it just always has been. It's weird.
Everybody knows a Richard who happens to be a Dick.
Yep.
That's a good point. It's a very good point. We could talk about this all day. I mean, there's so many of those out there. Yeah.
Well, just like how is John and Jack? Like JFK was John Kennedy, but a lot of people called him Jack Kennedy. But John and Jack are two separate names.
Sarah's Pap was that.
My grandpa John was Jack.
Yep, that's weird. 76 was Paul's prime.
Hey, I was being cooked.
All right, let's do this. When EB gets back, I don't know if he's blocking us or taking a call or what he's doing, but we're going to add this to a stream, okay? These have no bearing. I want you, yes, they are seeded, but the seeds have no bearing on where we hold them near and dear to our hearts. So if you're a 32 seed like Brothers Pizza, don't worry about it. It's not personal.
Random, right?
It's just randomized. I think they actually did it. I think Avalon's the first one, and they just went one and then just like jumbled it up and threw it back. So, this is our platform. This is our bracket, if you will. And I will tell you this: there are 2 play-in games, and the play-in games are available, I believe, right now on our website. So you can go and vote as many times as you want. Right now until midnight for Mary's Pizza in Lisbon against Marie's Pizza in Columbiana, Ours Pizza in Columbiana against, I want to say it's Pizza Works. So those are your play-in games right now. I've never been to a Pizza Works, so I can't even tell you. You said it was Howland and Hubbard?
Yeah, Trumbull County.
Trumbull County area. So if you're in the Trumbull County area, make sure you're represented here. So we are. Does Uber Deb have any say in this pizza madness? We don't have an Uber Deb. Does Carrie want to step up and be Uber Debbie for us? The YSN Uber Debbie? But this is all about votes. This is all about kind of your importance, your representation of pizza. You can vote as many times as you want. The beginning starts tomorrow. The official bracket starts tomorrow, and the first round starts at noon. We'll keep an eye on it throughout the day here at YSN on our live stream. Again, no Power Hour tomorrow. No Poe and Anthony tomorrow either. Everybody's going to be here on a live stream. You can catch that on YouTube. We're going to keep that up. We got people chiming in already. Mary's Pizza, heavily flavored, and I mean favored. Got it. Love it. I'm a Mary's Pizza guy, but Mary's Pizza, you can only eat 1 or 2 slices. You're not running the table on that pizza. No chance. So let's talk about this, guys. First off, before we start on this, what is the number one priority for when you're picking a pizza? When you're picking a pie, Friday night, you're looking, man, I'm hungry. I don't want to cook. What is the number one priority on your pizza? Is it the crust? Is it the toppings? Is it the sauce? Is it the bottom? Is it what the undercarriage, as they call it? What's the number one priority? Let's go start with Matt.
Yeah, so for me, I think it's got to be the sauce to cheese ratio. Very kind of underrated, but it's important to have, the proper amounts of sauce and cheese. Too much of one or not enough of the other, and you can really, destroy your pie real quick.
Look at this one, the price. I didn't think that one's coming out of
left field. On our Little Caesars tab.
Unfortunately, Little Caesars is not on this list, Paige, so you're going to have to pick one out. Paulie, how about you for pizza?
Sauce. A good sauce. If it just tastes like it just came out of like some generic can, then that sucks. It can ruin the whole thing. So I can deal with the crust and the cheese, But if it's got a good sauce in it, I mean, I like a little bit of a sweet sauce too. So if it's got a good sauce, I'm all about it.
Love that. Paige buying into the hot and ready. EB, you're the food connoisseur. I never, ever go against the grain when it comes to you picking places. What do you think?
Mine's a grease factor, which kind of comes down to the cheese. If there's a lot of grease, it kind of saturates everything and taints everything as far as, it just gets a little too heavy. And then also another thing that I always look in is the crust, because you get so many different places. Like if you make your own dough, obviously, which a lot of these places do, but some of it is, the flour that they use, the yeast, because it can be like a crispy crust, or you can almost get like a donut doughy crust where it's like super spongy. So I think I play a lot into the crust and the crunch factor, and also amount of grease.
Sorry to cover you up there. Munson Standards, butter on his Pop-Tart, pineapple on his pizza. I'm not against pineapple on pizza.
Nope.
On pizza.
I'm not against it at all. Now, when you get into like the weird stuff, like when anchovies and pass.
No, the Hawaiian pizza, good ham and pineapple, good little mix there. That's not bad.
I skip the ham and I go onion, red onion and pineapple.
Oh.
That's where I'm at.
You do it with some barbecue sauce?
Oh yeah.
It's pretty fire.
All right, so let me ask you about this one. It's the thickness of the crust. Does that come into anything, any kind of determination of a good pizza?
Yeah, you don't want it to be like the bottom of it. You just pick up the pizza and it just like
the flop.
Yeah, the flop. But again, because I don't like a thin crust. I'm not like that thin crust crunchy guy. Like I like a nice thick crust on there, and I'm on the little bit of the lightly crusted, like a little doughy, a little bit still.
Okay.
Are we talking pizza? Or are we talking physique here on the panel right now? I'm a little doughy, but just
yeah.
How about you, Matt?
Yeah, so thickness really doesn't play a role for me. It changes from time to time. I can be a thin crust guy. I've been a Chicago deep dish guy when I'm in Chicago. But traditionally, something kind of in the middle there.
See, that's funny because I'm the opposite. I either want really thin crust, I want deep dish, or I want stuffed crust. Anything that's traditional in the middle, it's just like, it's just pizza. Just pizza. EB, how about you? Crust?
Crust, naturally, I'm a little more thin crust style. I'm not gonna. I don't like it thick because I keep on thinking Michael Scott. That's what she said. But I'm more of a thin crust guy. That's just my personal preference. I probably lean towards more of a New York style than a Chicago, but I also love Mary's. So I just don't make sense at all.
Hey, you be you, man. That's all I'm going to say. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we are going to break down the bracket. Some of these we have been to. Some of these are completely new to us, and we want you to educate us on who you think is going to come through and be the first ever YSN March Pizza Madness champion. All that and more when we come back right here on the Power Hour.
Hello, I'm Greg Burbick with G. Burbick Farms. For the last 100 years, my family has farmed in Columbiana and Mahoning counties. I began raising cattle in 1996 with the goal of providing a better product for you and your family on the dinner table. Our grass-fed and grain-supplemented Black Angus beef are raised with no hormones, steroids, or antibiotics. We're known for our hometown-friendly service and incredible tasting products. We're locally owned and have customers across the tri-state area. Our products go from our farm to your family. Stop by our farm on New Buffalo Road or visit us on the web at gburbickfarms.com. Don't forget to like us on Facebook. G. Burbick Farms, it just tastes better.
Hi, this is Tommy Clem, owner of WRS Insurance Solutions.
WRS Insurance Solutions is a local independent agency that specializes in life, Medicare, long-term care, and disability products. Call us at 330-953-3722 or visit us at wrsinsuranceSolutions.com to learn more.
Good luck to all the student athletes in the Valley.
Right now is a great time to get more for your trade-in at Tri-State Ford and drive home in a new or pre-owned vehicle. Choose from our great selection of new Ford models or pre-owned vehicles. Plus, get the Tri-State Ford Advantage, including a 10-year, 200,000-mile warranty and more. At Tri-State Ford, we'll pay you top dollar for your trade, but you don't have to purchase one of ours to sell us yours.
Customer focus, community driven. Tri-State Ford East Liverpool or visit tristateford.net.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have the polls open for the play-in game between Marie's Pizza, Mary's Pizza, and we have the Pizza Works and Ours Pizza. So 3 Columbiana County pizza factories are in the mix here, and you've got Trumbull County as well. So all of Mahoning County is safe and on the board until tomorrow at noon. Guys, do you think this is a disadvantage for the play-in games here, having to go through an extra round?
No.
I think it's a disadvantage for Marie because Mary's has a cult following.
Yeah, they do. They really do. But I've heard so much about Marie's lately that, you know, as I talked to Jeremy from Youngstown Pizza Review last night, you can see that entire interview to get your bearings a little bit on ysnlive.com. I talked to him last night. He said, listen, it's the hot commodities that are going to win. It's not necessarily the traditional, but the cult factor has to have some kind of factor in this. And, you know, Mary's Pizza is one of the top viewed videos and reviews. I think it might be the top viewed video on Youngstown Pizza Reviews with over 35,000 people watching that review. So I think Mary's got a shot. So you think, put the odds on Mary's going from the bubble here in the play-in round all the way to the championship and taking it all. You like it?
I'd jump on that.
Yeah. They're
Sleeper. They're your sleeper team.
That's your sleeper? All right. So, again, jump on, and you can start and to vote as many times as you want. Play-in game 1, play-in game 2, Ours Pizza versus Pizza Works, Mary's Pizza versus Marie's Pizza. It just kind of worked out that way. So best of luck to those teams who are going to be in action here right now, starting right now. We'll put the link in after the show, so enjoy that. But let's get to the bracket as it is. Avalon Downtown versus Brothers Pizza. Has everybody had Avalon Downtown or Brothers Pizza? Matt, you're probably at a disadvantage here.
Yeah, I'm at a little bit of a disadvantage on most of these, just being as far west as I am out here in Alliance. But I have had Brothers.
How would you rate that?
Yeah, it's up there on my list. I think it's a pretty good pie.
All right. What about the other two? How you guys feeling about this matchup? Avalon versus Brothers Pizza.
Avalon's a traditional Youngstown pizza place that everybody knows. Youngstown people know the Avalon, so I think that's going to have a good following as well.
EB?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had Brothers, so I think just naturally, like the old school, and I think the pizza review dude, I forget his name already.
Jeremy,
my bad.
Yep.
Jeremy. Like, he even said the nostalgia factor. Like, Avalon's going to carry a lot of weight. So it's sort of like a pizza blue blood, if you want to call it that.
Yep.
I like that. All right, this is going to be a knockdown drag-out. Inner Circle versus Wedgwood. These are two very well-known, very well-respected, very well-loved pizza establishments. Inner Circle, Wedgwood. Guys, do you have one take, one way or the other? EB, you first.
Like years ago, I probably would say Wedgwood, hands down. But, getting a little more custom with Inner Circle, this is like a coin flip for me. I think you can go either way, and you're not wrong. Personally, I think Wedgwood will probably pull it out just because they've been around. I don't know if they've been around longer, but it seems like they've been around for forever.
Muncie, how do you feel about this one?
I know the numbers don't mean anything, because we said it was just a random thing, but this is your typical 8-9 matchup.
Yep.
But like EB said, either one of these two can win. I mean, they both put out a good product, but I agree. I think Wedgwood is your traditional, more like people are like, okay, if you go Inner Circle, a lot of people think, pizza and wings. You're going to get pizza and wings Inner Circle, but Wedgwood, it's their pizza. Wedgwood is known for their pizza, and I think they're gonna pull that one out.
Coach, any take on this one?
Yeah, so I've had Wedgwood once in my life, but quick story on Inner Circle. The village of Sebring is going to vote for Inner Circle. I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb and say this, because back in the day when you had your practice day at your sectional and district site, we were always over at Struggles. And the tradition in Sebring was after practice, we stopped at Inner Circle Pizza and, kind of had a pizza party, like a team get together. And it was just, for years and years, it was a tradition. And then, with all the Sebring teams that made long runs at Struthers and then eventually over to Canton, there were a lot of people that stopped at Inner Circle, and I know that there's still quite a few people that will make the trip just to grab a slice.
This is going to be a big one, guys. And the next one isn't going to be far behind it. It's two up-and-coming pizza places by young entrepreneurs, Eusteria and you have Emmanuel's Pizza. So Eusteria, they actually were chosen by Dave Portnoy, were they not? And I think this is the one that Bo helped review on. And they didn't get a score that they were really excited about, nor did any really in Youngstown, other than I think Avalon. And then Dave drew that whole he felt bad about the score because Sabu was outside watching him do the review. But these are two that I'm really excited to see how they show up because they're very good on social. Emmanuel's Pizza, as Jeremy said, is probably one of the hottest tickets right now. People are in love with it in the Yo. So I'm excited to see this one shake out. Have you guys had either slice? No?
Nope.
Okay, so that's one we're going to have to get into HQ this fall. So MVR and the winner of Pizza Works and Ours Pizza. If Quinn was talking right now, Quinn can't speak highly enough about MVR. Has anybody had MVR pizza? I've had everything but.
It's been a while.
See, I'm going to go ours. I think ours is going to be a little bit of a dark horse. And because so here's my take on this. MVR, like you said, you painted a picture that everyone goes there, great Italian food, great food. But when you speak of MVR, I don't think of pizza. I think of bocce and I think of
chicken
Italian, Italian food. Ours has a better following than I think people give credit for. They have a good selection. They do a different selection a lot of times. Their sauce is hearty, but not too hearty, so it has good flavor. I'm going to take ours as a little upset special here.
I like that. Anybody else want to weigh in on this one? Nope. All right. Uptown versus Sunrise. This just keeps getting further and further away from Coach. Sunrise Pizza I've had, I think, 3 or 4 times in my life. It's that deep dish style from Chicago that people either love or hate against Uptown. And I think this is another knockdown, drag-out fight that you're going to see in the standings here, in the votes, because there's a lot of people that love Uptown, and Jeremy's one of them. So I've never had the pleasure of having it. So, I mean, Paul, you were quick to jump on that one. What's Uptown Pizza like?
Oh, it's good. It's really good. They got, it's not too flashy. It's just that they got a good sauce there, a good sauce to cheese ratio too. I can deal with the crust. The crust is good. But again, that's one of those places we get wings from too. So, and they got really good wings. Because the one of them's right there on Market Street there by the Sandwich Factory. It's right there
by Billy.
I think so. Yeah, the Sandwich Factory, Dairy Queen, all right there. That's an Upton pizza right there.
Huh.
Yeah, pretty good.
Interesting. All right. EB, you want anything on this?
Personally, I think it will be Uptown. Sunrise to me is it's actually really good pizza, but it's like you said, the deeper dish. So for me personally, I have to be in the mood for it. And if I'm going to go a deeper dish or a thicker pizza, I'm going to go Mary's.
Yep.
So I know Sunrise has a lot of a good following, and a lot of the older people like it. So it's kind of like the old school factor. It's like a Kentucky, in a tournament. Hey, I grew up liking them, so I'm just going to continue to continue to like them.
My dad was a Kentucky fan, so I'm a Kentucky fan.
Right. So, like, I feel like that's what Sunrise is. So they hold a lot of weight, but there's so many good ones now. I'd probably go Uptown if it's up to me.
All right, let's go to the next one. Iana Zones and Westgate. Jeremy spoke really high of Westgate Pizza. Iana Zones, we used to have an Iana Zones here in town. But the thing is I don't know if it's the same. Like we talked yesterday about every Pizza Joe's is different, so every franchise is different. I like when there's just one of them. You know what I mean? Because then you can score it correctly. Do you feel good about Iana Zone's chance up against Westgate? Has anybody had either one?
I haven't had either one in a while.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't know. And again, like you said, if it's different, if each building's a different franchise, then they could do something a little different. So,
yeah, we still actually have an Iana Zones. I was just reminded here in town, literally right up the street from us here, across from the gym.
Yeah, it's that little building, and like the windows are always fogged up.
That's right. That's when you know it's good pizza because the stoves are hot, baby. All right, here's a big one.
Boy.
Yeah, this is a big one. Cornersburg versus Elmton.
This should be like a semifinal match here.
See, and I'm trying to. I mean, again, we had no bearing on how these shook out, but you look at some of these matchups. These are some big ones off the jump. Cornersburg, people love it. Elmton, people love it. And it's two communities that back their pizza no matter what. Like if you say something, and this is a true story, tell Mike Ackelson that Elmton pizza is not good or not the best, and he will fight you.
Tell people in Struthers it's not good, and you're going to get shanked.
That is not necessarily true. I don't think that people in Struthers are that angry. I mean, what do you see coming out of this one?
Talk about their pizza down there, and don't walk on the street by yourself.
I've not had Cornersburg, but I've had Elmton, and I am a big fan.
You like it?
I do.
Paul?
I like those little places, and the Elmton's one of them. That like they're the classic places that like the building hasn't changed since like the 20s. You know, I mean, some of the stuff is a little more modernized inside, but your format and the layout is still the same as it's been when our grandparents went there. And you walk into those little places and you can sit down at a booth, and it's like, I mean, the Elmton is just, it's classic. But then you go Cornersburg Pizza, which is right up the street from me where I live, and it's like in that little plaza, and people go nuts over that stuff. So,
yeah, people, if you don't like Swiss cheese, they're not going to like the Elmton.
I love Swiss cheese.
You would. All right, on to the next one. That one's going to be a big one. I'm going to keep my eyes on that one. I'm sure everybody will. Republic Pizzeria and Bellaria. Bellaria's got my ear, man. But I've never had Republic Pizzeria.
Neither have I. I think this, but see, if I look at this, not knowing anything about Republic, I would think this is like a 116 matchup because Bellaria, like everybody knows Bellaria, and they got good pizza.
They sell taste one bite at a time, like I said in the in the YouTube video.
Commercial.
All right, on to the next one. This one I'm not sure about. I know that we do a lot of work with Pizza Joe's, but I'm favorable to the Pizza Joe's here in East Palestine. I think their pizza is a little bit better than any other Pizza Joe's I've ever been to. I had one outside of my dorm in college. That's why I was 225 pounds. But I will say this. I've heard so much about St. A's Bistro that is nothing but good. So I'm a little bit worried for my good buddy Pizza Joe and Leonard here in East Palestine. So I'm interested to see how things go. What is this? What is Billy talking about?
Is Pizza Joe's one of those that's right on the fringe, though, of being like too...
But it's a local franchise.
Too big. Because I mean, like, obviously we don't have like Pizza Hut and Domino's and, you know, all those
Billy,
on here.
Jeff has your phone.
Bozy Joe's is GOAT.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we try not to include the franchises like Pizza Hut and Domino's, even though people wanted them on here. St. A's Bistro, like I said, I've heard nothing but great things. So I think Pizza Joe's has its hands full with St. A's. So we'll see how it goes. Let's go to two that I've never had the pleasure of frequenting, Bella Napoli and Giangelo's Pizzeria. Anybody got any inside information on this?
Negative, Ghost Rider.
I've had Giangelo's because they they have the restaurant right there by the Blue Wolf, and
okay.
It's good. Yeah, because it used to be the old Pizza Hut on the corner on 224, and I think it's what is that street? I can't remember. They just tore it down. They tore it all down, and they moved up to next to the Blue Wolf. So
gotcha.
Yeah, I've had their pizza. It's good. I tend more to eat their sandwiches there instead. So
yeah. And the next one's the same way. La Rocca's Pizza and Nikki's Pizzeria. I haven't had either one of them. So this one's going to be a fight to get into the next bracket full of people. I don't even know. I don't know any of the history of it. Jeremy had great insight saying a lot of these establishments are older with some good stuff going. So good luck to them.
With Jeremy.
What's that?
I got a bone to pick with Jeremy.
I know you do.
Jeremy, are you forgetting that Sebring, West Branch, the western part of Mahoning County exists?
In all fairness, though,
we're out here. You can see me, right? I am here.
It's Youngstown pizza reviews. So I don't know. He would have to expand the horizons of Youngstown pizza reviews in order to get to Sebring.
You're like Alliance.
I am Alliance.
All right, so don't complain when you're not Youngstown.
But there are plenty of good pizza places in the western part of Mahoning County. Mahoning County is Youngstown.
I'm sure that
correct. Mahoning County has Youngstown in it, but that doesn't mean it is Youngstown.
I'm sure that whenever you open up the newspaper and you see the crime rate, you don't necessarily claim Youngstown at that point, do you?
Oh no, that's when we want to be part of Youngstown. It gives us street cred.
Street cred.
Where are you from? I'm from Youngstown. We're at Sebring.
The part where we tip the cows.
It's the big S.
Yeah, we're the nipple on West Branch.
Southgate and Tangier Bar and Pizza. I've had Southgate, loved it. They almost didn't make this list. They almost got axed, but Jeremy said he wouldn't do the show if Southgate wasn't on there. So he thinks pretty highly of Southgate. Do you feel like this is an easy slam dunk for them? You think Tangier is going to step up with a social following?
I mean, I know where Tangier's is. I didn't know it was open again because it used to be something else for a while. And then, so hopefully they get a good following. We'll see.
All right, and then there's two here, Briar Hill Pizza. I just thought Briar Hill Pizza was a type of pizza. I didn't know that there was an establishment named after them. And then you have Carmen's Pizza as well. Then you get pretty interesting, Mr. Munson, because North Lima Pizza, which I had for the first time last summer, pretty high on my scale, and I guess it's pretty high on a lot of people's scale around here. But here's the trick. They're open for 2 or 3 hours a day. You gotta have cash, and it's like the soup Nazi style where you have to make it before they run out of it, or else you're not getting any pizza. Does that factor into their vote here?
No, they're not open on Mondays. Yeah, they're only open till 6 o'clock. It's 11 to 6, Tuesday through Friday. Different hours on Saturday. They're closed on Sunday, but I mean, he has been there. George has been there for so long. I mean, there were times when I was announcing in the football field when it was right there in North Lima, which was only a couple blocks away, he would deliver the pizzas on his bicycle. He had a basket in the front, and he would deliver the pizzas to the stadium for the press box on a bicycle. I mean, George is,
that's OG stuff right there.
Yeah. I mean, and that's all. I mean, that's it. He's got that pizza shop, and that's all he does. That's his life. He has that pizza shop, and it's been there, 30 years, if not, right around.
Oh yeah.
There. I mean, it's unbelievable. So
it's such a tiny building. You wouldn't know it's a pizza shop.
No, it's right next to the post office, but and there's only one way to get in or out. It's a tight little parking spot there, but I mean, his pizza is really good, and a lot of people enjoy it, and a lot of people know all about it. So it's don't think you're getting it on Monday though, because you're not open.
And that was my problem, is every Monday I was hungry for pizza, and I kept calling. I'm like, this dude is not picking up the phone. What is going on?
And he's got baseball cards. You can buy a baseball card if you want, and these little cases on the side of the wall. But yeah, it's
seriously?
all cash. Yeah, you can go in there and buy like some old baseball cards or a pack of baseball cards that's on there. Oh, it's great.
Dude,
but
I'm
yes,
sold.
It's
I'm ready to
cash,
go get one right now.
cash or check. That's it.
Check.
He'll take a check.
All right,
Cash
EB,
or
you
check.
hungry for pizza?
North Lima Pizza.
Dude, I'm down tomorrow.
Oh
Let's
wait,
do it.
yeah. I was gonna say you're going to a banquet.
That's what we should have done. We should have bought like one of each of these for tomorrow.
Well, we're gonna get some North Lima pizza for tomorrow. We'll have Paul. Are you coming down?
I kind of have a job
Oh, sorry.
and practice.
I always forget.
Personal day.
Maybe after practice.
Personal.
Paul,
5:30.
you're gonna be the Ned. You're gonna go take pictures at homecoming.
Yeah.
Let's get to the last few of these. Last two, as a matter of fact. Francesco's Pizza against Mary's or Marie's. I think that we've come to the agreement that the majority of us are saying Mary's is getting through because of the cult following. So do you think Mary's has a chance up against Francesco's?
Yes. Done. Mary's. Moving on to the final.
Oh, the finals.
Bruno Brothers versus Coco's Pizza. This one's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
I love me some Coco's Pizza, though.
I do too.
Yeah, I'm a bigger fan though of their rolls.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, that kind of goes into it. To me, that goes into it. I know it's not a Portnoy rule, but to me, like, their rolls are the best ever.
Yeah, I'm upset with myself that I forgot to get a Reuben roll.
They're till the 31st.
Oh, okay, good then. I'm okay then. I'm not so mad at myself now.
Steve Coca, I got your back. I'm just interested. I'm interested in how this is going to go. Coco's Pizza versus Bruno Brothers. I think that's another one. So we got 4 or 5 of those knockdown, drag out fights that it's going to be interesting watching. Like
that one though up top, I'm telling you that's going to be the monster one.
Bob Weekly says, agreed. Matt, Mary's in the finals.
It's another.
Billy says, kind of have a job. LMAO.
It's another Sebring thing. It's that TCL nostalgia.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how this goes. So there is your bracket. We'll roll up one more time so everybody can see, in case they're just joining us, how this is all going to shake out. Again, you can start voting now for the play-in game. It's Marie's and Mary's and ours and Pizza Works.
I'm so glad you moved your mouse, because I thought that was something on my screen. I was like, what is that little? I was going to like try to scratch it, and then you moved the mouse, and I'm like, oh, okay, good. That's not on my screen.
Of course you did, Paul. Great job. We'll get rid of this thing and focus on us for a minute. Which, by the way, G. Burbick Farms has been chiming in. Greg, thanks for watching, as always. That'll bring us to our G. Burbick Farms What's Your Beef? What's Your Filet? Obviously, the last one of the week for us. So we will start with Coach Matt Seidel. Coach, what do you got?
Ooh, starting with me. Okay.
Sorry.
With filet, I had the opportunity yesterday, and thanks to all the guys at YSN that are working on the whole headed home thing. But I had the opportunity to go down and just hang out with the Sebring baseball and softball teams yesterday, do those interviews. New coaches this year for the baseball program, Tyler Whitlatch and Zach Tisch, 2 Sebring guys, young guys, college baseball experience, umpiring experience. I really think they're going to do good things for the program. And then, just a hat tip to Coach Whaley. 4th season with the softball program there, and I'm looking for some pretty big things out of the Sebring softball program this year. I think that they could make some noise. They've got great pitching, and I think that pitching will take you a long way in softball.
Mr. Munson.
Yeah, my play was for yesterday as well. We were out there. We got the scrimmage yesterday, so both teams took on West Branch, and it was nice to get out there and be outside on a big field and finally do some baseball stuff. And then Mother Nature's got to, literally rain on our parade today, so we're going to be inside. But it was really nice yesterday. I mean, out there in T-shirts and having a good time. So, and I don't know if it's a beef, but just a little thing. I mean, a good friend of mine, somebody I went to high school with for a long time, he passed away. So it was a little bittersweet yesterday. So, I mean, hug those people you like a little tighter. So
sorry to hear that, Paul. Thoughts and prayers with all of them. EB, go ahead.
My beef, and without these things, we don't get beef, but it's going to be my beef are the tractors that drive down the road during like the time 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. or rush hour, and they just clog everything up. I mean, I feel like we need a block time. Like, hey, anytime after 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., you're good to use a road as you like, or before like 7 a.m. But conveniently, it seems like it's always when you have to get somewhere during school rush hour, school buses, then you throw in a big tractor that's hauling cow dung, more or less.
Cow patties?
Cow patty, and you're stuck behind it, which look, they're very important. and Greg,
there you go, EB.
I know. I'll if it was you, then I have zero problems. But you know, sometimes they're just inconveniently on the road when I need to be going somewhere.
I love it. I knew he was going to chime in. So again, hats off to Greg for being such a strong supporter of it. It had nothing to do with you, Greg. It's I guess it's probably a beef that we all have at some point because there's 17 cars behind a tractor and the tractor doesn't want to move over. So no beef. No beef is good beef with that with you, Greg. Mine is a beef with and it's a situation that seems to happen more and more nowadays. I don't know if it's because kids don't have places to go, in teenagers, I'm saying, or I don't even want to, maybe young adults in this situation. Get off of little kids' playgrounds. Stay off of them. And if you're not going to stay off of them, or if you're going to stay on them, rather, watch your language. Like, there are little kids always around, and they're so impressionable, and, like, you have to have better things to do than hang around on a playground. Yesterday we went, and it was just not a good situation. The girls were having an awesome time, but we had to take them to remote locations around the playground to keep them away from some of these teenagers or young adults that felt like they could say or do anything and were trying to impress their friends, and we heard more F-bombs than you would in a rated R movie. So not that I'm like, listen, I've said it on this show a couple times, but like, relax. Like, that's not for little kids. That's just not for little kids. And I don't want to be a Karen or a Kyle, but the reality is those spots are not built for you then. Like, you can go hang out at wherever you want. There's a giant park all over the place, Columbiana, East Palestine. Stay away from the playground. You know what I mean? Just stay away. And if you see kids and you want to be there and the playground's empty, that's fine. But you see kids come on, either hold your language or walk away. It's that simple. It's not a difficult situation. So that's my beef. That one's been burned inside because this is the fourth time this has happened. And, not trying to be Karen or Kyle, but come on. Like, they don't need to be exposed to that language by what I think is little kids. I feel so old now. I feel so old.
Yeah, I want those kids go vape or something. Get out of there.
That's why they're there in the first place, Paul.
Yeah, probably.
That's going to do it for our show, guys. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you spending an hour with us. That'll do it for our shows for the week. Want to thank our sponsors. Want to thank Greg Burbick overall, constantly watching, supporting, and trying to help out. And we want to thank you watching wherever you are in the world. We are appreciative that you spend an hour with us a day here on YSN. Until Monday, some of you will see us tomorrow watching basketball, but until Monday, we will see you next time on the YSN Power Hour, 3 to 4 weekdays, right here on ysnlive.com. See you.